beer review, and we're doing another Isle of Wight beer, which is an island down off the south coast of England and on the English Channel. And we're doing a different brewery today than the last one. The last one I think we did was Yates Brewery, and today we're doing Goddards Brewery. So there we go. Does that look any good for the thumbnail? There we go. And it's there we go. And it's called Starboard, and apparently it's a golden aromatic session beer. Woohoo! And apparently it says Isle of Wight, born and brewed. There we go. Now, it's a 4% per volume, it's 500ml, and again it's just over £3 a bottle. I'm going with that. There is a bit of spiel on the bottle, and it is to a kind of level of writing that I might be able to read with these glasses. So apparently, especially in the summer, the shout "Starboard" can be heard echoing across the Solent as yachtsmen claim right of way through the sailing fleet. Starboard is a golden, quaffable session beer. Its romantic rose comes from English Admiral hops added in the fermenter. Goddards, Starboard and food. Beer drinking occasions have evolved a long way since the days of a pie and a pint. Next time you instinctively reach for a wine bottle to go with your meal, why not try Starboard with fish in sauces or batter, blue cheese and curries. Not being too assertive in character means Starboard can play a fine supporting role. Okay, I can understand that. I mean, beer does go with certain foods and everything else and all that. One of the kind of famous ones is obviously certain beers go quite well with Indian food and things like that. And that's not just from a British point of view, because everybody thinks, oh, a curry and a pint of lager. But having spent quite a lot of time in India in the past, then yes, even the Indians drink beer with curries and everything else, and they do like beer, they like their alcohol, fair play to them, they like their whiskies and lots of other drinks. So yes, there's a lot of beers that go well with food, just like there's a lot of wines go with food. But it's a case of, I like wine with food, but I also like beer with food. And it just depends what mood I'm in and what I really fancy at that moment. I mean, we don't always want the same thing all of the time. We can have chop and change. That's what life is like. So, but it's nice for them to actually confirm that, because I was too stupid to work that one out myself, you know. So I'm so glad they've cleared that up, and that now I understand that Goddards has actually taught me that beer can go with food, and I feel so, how would I say, so much relief, and I feel invigorated by this new knowledge. Fuck off. Seriously. Anyway, let's get down to see what it's actually supposed to be like. Of all this nonsense. I mean, do they feel that they can't have an empty space in the back of a label? I've got to put some shit on it, you know. Seriously. God, we've started already and I'm kicking off. Right, anyway, let's see what it's like. Let's see. So apparently we're supposed to get you the kind of floral notes. That's what we should be getting, hopefully. I popped that quite well actually, so there we go. Although I've got to admit, when I've ever had fish and chips, I've never wanted a beer with it. No. No. There you go. But anyway, yep, you're getting some floral notes, some kind of light rose water kind of smell, which is the hops. Getting a little bit of grain smell as well, which again, grain and grassy, can actually be hops as well. More like to be hops than actually the grains. Grains don't actually give you the grainy smell in beer. The head was kind of about a one finger head, but it's kind of buggered off quite quick, isn't it? Yeah, very light malt smell, and I mean very light. You've really got to go searching for it. So a little bit of malt, more hoppiness, and more kind of in the aromas of floralness of rose water, and kind of grainy, grassy. So there we go. And they did say it was a golden aromatic session beer. Well, let's find out what it is. That's quite nice, actually. That really is quite nice. Seems Goddards are better at brewing beer than they are at writing spiel on the back of the label and telling people how to drink it. My view is, if it's a good enough product, people will drink it any way they bloody well like, considering they're paying for it. But yeah, there is a bit of hoppiness to it. We're just going to break down the flavours. You get a bit of maltiness, so you are. Bit of maltiness to start with, just a little bit of sweetness to go with it, just taking a little bit of sweetness. It's kind of moving on to the mid-tongue, and that's where the hops are now coming in. So we're now starting to get a bit of floralness, but not heavy or really bitter kind of floral hoppiness. But you are getting a bit of hoppiness, it's providing a little bit of bitterness. Just a little bit of bitterness, which then feeds over to the kind of aftertaste where you're getting ever so slight mixture of light hoppiness, you know, the kind of bitterness of the hoppiness, and some light kind of bisticky malt. So that's what you're really getting. So we're getting that kind of maltiness and hoppiness kind of blending together. And the good thing is it is blending together and they're not fighting each other. It's not as a case of one's trying to dominate the other. They're both light enough that they can you can identify both, and in a pleasant way. And that's what makes it actually quite a nice beer. It's kind of got a wee bit dead a wee bit, but I would say that is a very pleasant beer indeed. Now they say it's a session beer. I would agree. Goddards, you've got that right. Absolutely spot on. So yes, Starboard is golden in colour. It is aromatic. It's got some light floral notes to it, so there is an aromatics to it. And it is very sessionable. I would say, yeah, that's very easy to drink. I mean, I could probably sink this very, very easily. Problem is it comes down to the price again. Now, I'm not really going to be too hard on them on the price because they are an enclosed market. The Isle of Wight is an island. They basically, a lot of their market is based around about tourism. And of course, tourism is a short window within the year and things like that. So again, they've got to make their money over that kind of short period of time. And also, this was bought from a supermarket. Now, it's one of the kind of local supermarkets, but it's still a national chain. It's a co-op that I bought these at. So, in reality, I don't know how much they're playing a part on the pricing at being over £3 a bottle, because for this type of beer, you'd be expected for maybe around about between £2 and £2.50 a bottle. That's what I would be kind of more happier paying. Going over into the £3 for a 500ml and 4% alcohol content beer, I think that's kind of pushing it. But it is a nicely brewed beer, it is a really nice beer. And I understand you've got to kind of make allowances for the market. Obviously, if you're living in the Isle of Wight and you like this beer, then I don't know, maybe there's a cheaper option. Maybe you can get it from the brewery, or maybe some other local shops might be selling this at a cheaper price. I don't know. So I can't really comment. So I'm not going to say that this is the best price you're going to get this beer at. This is the price that I paid to get this beer at. And maybe as I spend more time going over to the Isle of Wight looking for different beers and just kind of in search for different things, to review, then of course I might have a better understanding of where's the best places to buy it and where's to get the best deals and everything else. So out of 10, what would I give this? Well, I'm going to give this a 6. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It's actually really a nice sessionable beer. What they've got in the front of the label is spot on. What they've got in the back is, well, a lot of it's bullshit and a lot of it's just condescending nonsense. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like in Scotland we have a saying, is teaching your granny to suck eggs. Well, in this case, you are. I mean, at the end of the day, people do realise that yes, beer does go with food. I mean, most people will have beer with barbecues and barbecue foods and things like that. A lot of people will have beers with likes of burgers and these type of kind of certain fast foods and things like that. So I think they're a bit kind of disingenuous, just kind of giving us that kind of helpful tips, you know. But on the front label, they've got the name of the brewery, the name of the product, golden aromatic session beer. Yes, yes, yes. Isle of Wight, born and brewed. Yes, there you go. So everything in the front label, spot on. I have no qualms with that. Just lighten up a bit on the back and just stop lecturing or trying to teach people. I mean, in general, people aren't that stupid. Some are, but in general, most people aren't. I think, hopefully. Oh God, better not be. But 6 out of 10. I would recommend it if you can get hold of it, or if you ever find yourself on Isle of Wight, give it a go. If you see it, if you can be in a pub and they've got it on draft or in a cask, give it a go. That's another thing I'll need to have to look at, what type of, how many of these beers are available in cask. I'll need to do my homework. But anyway, 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Cheers and bye for now. Mm.